outcome of a drug testing case that he's involved in. In fact, at one stage, rumours that English players go on strike and refuse to play in this match. The squabbling won't have helped their cause. First ball back by Fatih, the right back, in a conventional back four for Turkey, who play all in red. And goalkeeper Rüştü's early clearance picked off by England in the middle of the field. Turkey, who finished third, of course, in the World Cup finals only last summer, beaten by Brazil, the eventual champions, and one of the most improved teams in world football in recent years, as Rooney wins the first throw for England. Build up to tonight's game suggests this could also be a bad-tempered and potentially volatile encounter, although the security surrounding the match has been intense. G.Neville of Manchester United with a long throw for England, looking for Heskey, and there was a push there, I think. Doesn't matter anyway because the ball has gone out of play. Turkey suffered their two heaviest ever international defeats against England way back in the 1980s, when England won on two occasions, remarkably by 8-0. Really is a measure of their improvement in world terms that tonight no one is predicting the outcome of this match, and England know how difficult it's going to be, particularly in this hostile atmosphere and with no fans behind them. Tugay, the Blackburn Rovers player, getting a touch on the ball in midfield. One or two of the Turkish team know all about the English Premier League, of course. Hakan Şükür also played briefly for Blackburn Rovers, didn't really work out for him. And Alpay, the centre-back, is still with Aston Villa. Rüştü here, plays for Barcelona, although he's actually been on the bench all season as Sven-Göran Eriksson and Brian Kidd, one of his trusted backroom team, look on. And the referee has given England the free kick. John Terry, a very inexperienced man at this level, he's still only 22. The Chelsea player winning his 5th international cap tonight. And there was a lot of speculation that he might have been selected ahead of Rio Ferdinand, even if Ferdinand had been here. Headed away by Fatih, who's seeing a lot of the ball, and his sliding tackle. Vital that England settle as quickly as they can here. Akyel, good ball down the line for Steven Gerrard, and his cross deflecting behind off Alpay. First corner of the game to England, who've won their last 8 games in a row since their shock 3-1 defeat against Australia in February in a friendly. It's a marvellous record, and if they can keep that going here tonight, it would be some achievement. Shrill boos for Beckham as he takes this first England corner, successfully defended by Bülent, the tall centre-back and captain of Turkey. And suddenly Beckham finds himself in the clear and onside here. And a good ball back in. That was untidy defending by Turkey. They've just about got away with it. Rooney being wrestled by Alpay, and then both players, well, they're overreacting. And that won't impress the referee, Collina. Wayne Rooney was the star of the show when England beat Turkey 2-0 at Sunderland in April. Outstanding performance from him that night. And England looking for the same again from the precociously talented teenager. Akyel with a header away under pressure from Nihat. An early throw. Nihat on the ball again. And Campbell was very uncertain in his attempt to control that ball. Good header on, finding Scholes bursting forward in typical fashion. And he finds his Manchester United teammate Nicky Butt. Scholes again for England. Looking for Beckham drifting in from the right flank. It's 2 years since he scored a goal for England now. Paul Scholes, for a man who's famous, of course, for his goal-scoring talent from midfield. That really is a fallow period. Turkey, who reached the World Cup finals last year for the first time in almost 50 years, and as I mentioned, went all the way to the last 4. They actually finished 3rd, officially beating South Korea in the 3rd place playoff. Here's Heskey for England, taking on, and indeed beating Ibrahim, who was adjudged, I think, to have fouled him then. Ibrahim, who played for Besiktas in their recent Champions League victory over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and laid on the first goal that night for teammate Sergen, who's also in the lineup tonight for Turkey. Beckham's free kick, swept out to Steven Gerrard. And the Liverpool man did well to get his cross back in towards his clubmate, Heskey. Campbell was also forward. The free kick was taken too quickly for the referee's liking. Collina, a late choice. Kim Nielsen of Denmark should have been the man in charge of this game, but he's actually injured, and I don't think anyone is upset to see Collina is in as his replacement. He is renowned as the best referee in the world and has been voted such for 5 years in a row. It's going to take a strong man, you suspect, to control things tonight in this atmosphere. Play up by Sergen to Tugay. Gerrard just saw enough of the ball and delivers it early. Good interception by Alpay, but still danger here for Turkey as the challenge goes in on Wayne Rooney. Nothing given. Tugay coming deep to receive it. A big success in his time in English football, the little midfield player. To the keeper, playing on what used to be his home ground before he left Fenerbahce to join Barcelona. Hakan Şükür with a header on, looking for Nihat. And the challenge temporarily relieving the pressure for England. Played back in by Fatih. Hakan Şükür the target, headed away by G.Neville to Beckham, who was fouled surely by Hakan Şükür. Trying to claim he won the ball, but it's a claim that hasn't impressed Mr. Collina. I don't really know how he can make any sort of case for himself then. David James ending the goal tonight, his 20th cap. He started the last 10 internationals. He's the oldest player in the squad at 33. His experience will be vital as Heskey commits a foul at the other end. England lead the group 7, by 1 point from Turkey. So a draw or a win will mean that England qualify. However, if they lose, they will be condemned, it might be a better word, to play in a two-legged playoff. England have won 6 of their 7 games so far and drawn just 1. That was at home to Macedonia. If it hadn't been for that result, they might have been almost home and dry anyway. Scholes for England. Back to Nicky Butt. Good ball out. Finds David Beckham. Excellent football here. Scholes helping it on towards Rooney. He's got a lot of chasing to do to reach that. He did his best though. I think his best was quite good enough because I'm sure the ball had gone over the line. The referee has allowed play to go on. No signal from his linesman. And he'll have it back with Steven Gerrard. Oh, that's a good ball. Heskey in the middle here. Disappointing cross, but
imagine me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
Heineken.
31 goals, including those 2 8-0 wins in the mid-1980s. They've also beaten Turkey 5-0 and 4-0 over the years. But significantly, the scoreline's been much closer in recent times. Oh, he very nearly slid out of the area there, David James. He had to go for it, of course, with Nihat chasing. Given away by Scholes. Nicky Butt has it back for England. And now finding David Beckham, and a star, of course, at Real Madrid, as Heskey finds himself offside. Heskey might not have made the lineup tonight had his teammate Michael Owen not been injured, playing against Arsenal a week ago. Owen did join up with the England party, but was clearly not in a position ever to play, and the picture there proving that David James judged that interception just right. Just over 10 minutes gone in Istanbul, and no real threat on either goal as yet. Poor header, and Patti might regret that as Heskey picks it up for England, and now Scholes. Gerrard. Scholes under pressure from Tugay, picks out G.Neville. G.Neville winning his 60th cap for England tonight. Here's the skipper David Beckham. Useful ball in, and then away by Bülent, who captains Turkey. Very experienced player, the big centre-back. Ibrahim goes long. Too much pace on the ball though for Hakan Suka, who is the all-time record goal scorer for the team. 40 goals he has scored. Now Emre picking it up and then just as quickly giving it away. It's certainly been a nervy start by Turkey. Maybe the whole atmosphere and importance of the occasion is beginning to get to them rather than England, ironically. Good early possession by Spencer and Eriksen's team. Divock gives it away. Two defenders go for the same ball. Nice straightforward situation in the sense that the winner takes all tonight in front of this huge crowd. If we do get a winner in terms of the match, then they will go to the European Championship finals. Remember, a draw is also good enough for England, who were nearly presented with a gift then as the ball was hit against the back of Paul Scholes. Hakan Suka's layoff. He's got to keep moving as again joins in. Challenged by Campbell. Alpay with a good ball out to the left. They've got possibilities here as Ibrahim is on the ball. Picks out Hakan Suka, good layoff by him. A bit of confusion as Okan gets in the way of his own player, Sergen. They kept possession cleverly. Ibrahim's cross, easy for David James. I'm sure Steven Gerrard appreciated the quick throw out there, putting England under pressure. Beckham. Poor ball. Easily won back by Bülent. Ibrahim giving it a touch to goalkeeper Rüştü. Sven-Göran Eriksson has had 8 successive wins as England manager. It's a record for the post. Just one defeat in 18 competitive matches, and that was against Brazil in the World Cup quarter-final. In fact, Eriksson has never lost an away game since he took over as England manager. A remarkable record. And of course, one that if he continues it here tonight, we'll see England through to the finals. David Beckham. Straight against Tugay. Good play by Emre in midfield. Now Sergen. Sergen onto it again. Good challenge by Campbell, and it had to be. This is Gerrard. The range of his passing, an important part of England's game tonight, although he got that one wrong. Trying to pick out clubmate Heskey. England have managed to score 2 goals in every one of their 7 qualifying ties in this group, and they've only let in 5. But Turkey, in fact, have scored even more, 17 goals to England's 14, and they've conceded exactly the same number. Sergen finding his Besiktas teammate Ibrahim. Good turn in midfield by Emre, but then It fizzles out to nothing for Turkey. And one of several players who play their club football outside of Turkey. He's with Inter Milan. Gerrard fails to win it back in midfield. Cover in the shape of John Terry. The opening quarter of an hour here in Istanbul has been fairly uneventful in the sense of goal opportunities or indeed anything controversial. As Heskey wins possession and finds David Beckham. You get another corner. The ball deflected off Bülent, or has the referee signalled for a throw? That's what Bülent's trying to claim. He might be right, actually. Just went the wrong side of the line as far as England were concerned, but G.Neville can almost turn this into a corner if he goes for the long one. He's gone short to Beckham. Now opens it up for the left-footed cross, which is a good one on Scholes' header. Quick turn by Nihat. Ibrahim overlapping down the left. It's good football. So again, knocking it through. And a fine effort. David James made a comfortable save. It was rather more comfortable than the crowd's reaction would suggest from Nihat's shot. Didn't really catch it properly, although it was a clever attempt by the man who plays in the highly rated Spanish league with Real Sociedad. Heskey battling for possession here with Bülent, and the free kick's gone against him. This is Tugar. Now Emre. There's another look at Nihat's effort. Ball clearance by David James. A.Cole under a lot of pressure, and a quick throw in has got England on the back foot here. Nihat, Şükür tries to set it up for Emre, and England almost in trouble, and it all came really from David James' loose clearance. The Turkish director obviously very impressed by that earlier effort from Nihat. Şükür laying it on moments later. England almost found themselves in trouble. Free kick has gone against Heskey. Offside. England have won in Slovakia, Liechtenstein and Macedonia in this group. As I mentioned, Sven-Göran Eriksson has a 100% away record in the European Championship and World Cup qualifiers. 6 wins out of 6 on the road. And a good ball for Nihat. He almost got away from John Terry then. Sliding tackle by G.Neville. You can really sense the anticipation from the crowd whenever they get near the England penalty box. Ibrahim. Clever. And it was a decent cross as well that had England in 2 minds. And after a rather anxious opening, Turkey is settling well here. Just coming up to 20 minutes on the watch. And they've had a good 10 minutes, but having said that, they've given the ball away carelessly, and a long ball picks out Wayne Rooney. Chance for Rooney. He's beaten the goalkeeper, but onto the roof of the net. Wonderful early ball from David Beckham.
มองทำไมนึกว่าหญิงเยอะนักเหรอจะทำไมเอาดิต่อยดินี่หน้าใสตลอด transform โฉมใหม่
เสน่ห์แรงเหลือเชื่อใหม่รัสโซซิลเวอร์ไว้ตะเข็บข้าง
It remains 0-0, but very nearly first blood to England after 20 minutes. Warming up here now. Ibrahim being held by Heskey. Sergen. Akansuka. Staying on the ball a little too long, but they're winning a lot of challenges now in the middle of the field, Turkey. Okan. Emre. Good effort! And David James at full stretch to turn it over from the smallest player on the field, but certainly one of the most talented. The Inter Milan player just had enough room to size up his options, and the option he chose was a very good one. A left foot shot, stinging the fingertips of the England keeper. Both sides have come close now. So again, we'll take the kick eventually, and the referee sorted out the pushing and shoving. And he can take it again because it's been cleared. Another corner. David Beckham back defending. Great sea of red wherever you look inside this wonderfully atmospheric stadium beside the Bosphorus. And it's corner number 3 in quick succession for Turkey. Everyone, I'm sure knows, of course, Istanbul, the crossroads of Europe and Asia, and this stadium is actually in Asia. Tugay. Oh, a lovely little flick. And back again for Okan. Nihat. Cole slipping. Sergen. Clever ball by Sergen. He did well to make any kind of cross. He was never right to test England from that angle. Turkey are warming to the theme here. They've improved immeasurably over the last few minutes of this game, and they're beginning to test England out now. Tugay. Some very talented and experienced footballers in this lineup, Turkey. Hard to believe that it wasn't that many years ago, certainly less than 10 years, when they were one of the traditional whipping boys of world football. As Heskey lines up a shot, and the goalkeeper, I think, had that one covered. He's got a very poor scoring record. Beckham steps up to take the corner. He'll sort it out, this referee. He knows what he's looking for. Hugely respected by players across the world. Beckham waits again. Campbell trying to get clear of Alpay. Boulen marking Heskey. Didn't matter in the end. The corner rather flat. Gerrard belts it back in, however, and it's deflected away for another corner. We all know about the power of Steven Gerrard's long-range shooting. This corner wasn't too clever. Tugay with an easy clearance. But how well it was struck by Gerrard. And Suka turning it away. And the goalkeeper, American football style, with those black markings underneath his eyes. It's his trademark. Organises the defence again. And there was Sergen to clear. Emre beaten by Scholes. Şükür in command again, and an early throw by the keeper, flicked on by Sergen towards Okan. And England suddenly find themselves stretched here. Nihat in possession for Turkey. Good block by Campbell. Tugay has it back. Nihat. Sergen. Away by Gerrard, but again, Turkey pick up the pieces and come forward dangerously with Nihat. He's claiming that was a corner. I must say, I didn't think he had a case there. It seemed to deflect off the England defender. But the linesman not convinced. I think that definitely was a corner off A.Cole. Ibrahim, and then away by Bülent. And they need to settle again. And it goes to Scholes, away by Alpay. Sergen, Nihat. Gerrard doing brilliantly, although the free kick's gone against him. Seems to be a reasonable enough challenge, but Mr. Collina decides it was a foul on Nihat, and indeed when you look at the replay, the referee was spot on. Just caught him round about the ankle. Kansuke with his arm raised on the edge of the area, now makes a run in. Sergen tries to find him. It's Gary Neville's header that David James couldn't latch onto. Another corner. It's 4 now in the space of a few minutes that Turkey have gained on this right-hand side. This one goes short to Sergen. Good ball in, away by Sol Campbell, only as far as Tugay, the Blackburn Rovers player. Sergen doing brilliantly just to keep that on the field. Dominating possession at the moment, Turkey. 18 minutes to half-time. It's still goalless in Istanbul. Tugay. Alpay. And on to Fatih. Neville's clearance. One back by Tugay. And Gerrard fails to keep possession. Well, England, having started so confidently and with a good deal of poise in this atmosphere, seem to have just lost their shape. A.Cole winning a free kick there up against Okan, who's Inter Milan player, teammate of Emre. Very experienced on the international scene as well. He won his first cap over 10 years ago, the number 7 for Turkey. And Göran Eriksson, I would imagine, just a little bit concerned at the moment at the way that the last 15 minutes has gone in this game. Insisting that although a draw would be sufficient to take England directly into the finals, that was not the result they were coming for. Didn't feel that they had the players or the mentality to go for a draw. He says they've come here to go for a win. Gerrard, Scholes, Heskey, come back well by Emre. Superb little player. And gets it back from Ibrahim and goes past 2 tackles, but the second one by Nicky Butt dispossesses him, and then a foul on the same man. Got to be careful giving away so many free kicks here, England. Hard to disagree with Mr. Collina's decision so far. He's been spot on. David James might have to be spot on here from the free kick. A long way out, but it was worth a try. He had testing the England keeper once again. There'll be some shot from that range, though. Has scored, remember, in each of his last 3 internationals, the number 10. As Beckham wins the header. Away by Alpay. England have got a player, I think it's Heskey, injured. Just taking a blow in the face there as he went up for the initial header. Who many would have expected to be in the starting lineup tonight. Very good little striker who has played a lot for the national team, as we see again the shot from Nihat, who's actually been selected in place of Ilhan Manziz. The England and Arsenal physios catching the referee's eye just to say that Heskey's okay to resume. There he is. Bülent for Turkey, put it straight against the England man. Now Ibrahim. Sergen. Ibrahim changes the play. It wasn't the best ball. Fatih. Alpay. Once again, Alpay has got his team in trouble here. Wayne Rooney on to Beckham. And here's Heskey, and Rooney's there as well. But miss-hit the shot, and Steven Gerrard screaming at his pal and teammate. But he should have played the ball onto him. Poor effort really by Rooney, who scored twice in his 7 internationals so far. Totally miskicked that. And England get a free kick at the other end. England, by the way, have made a habit over the years of leaving it late to qualify in the big tournaments. It's happened no fewer than 7 times before in European Championships or World Cups. And they have scraped through 6 times out of 7. Nil-nil. And we're in the final, 12 minutes of the half. Just to remind you, if the scoreline stayed this way, it would be England who would go through automatically to the finals. Turkey would have to face a home and away playoff against opponents still to be decided, of course, when all the groups are completed this weekend. The draw will be made in Germany on Monday to decide who has to play who for the remaining places. England would very much like to be just interested observers rather than heavily involved in that draw. Same goes for Turkey. That's what makes this such a fascinating fixture. Given no real hope with the pace on that through ball. I suppose the good thing from England's point of view is that even though they've said they've come here for a win, they don't have to force. The onus is on Turkey because a draw is no good to them, so they've got to go for a goal. If Turkey don't score, they don't go through. It's quite simple. This is Sergen. Call to the side tonight. Oh, David James made a complete mess of the clearance. And it's come back to Sergen. Couldn't make anything of the gift. Steven Gerrard with a long ball. Good one as well. Rooney taking on Boulet. And he's left him on his backside. Good play by Wayne Rooney. And he overran things. 2 guy. A layoff by Sergen. This is Okan. Sergen, Okan. Away to David Beckham. The skipper winning his 64th cap for his country tonight. He was cautioned when the teams met in April in England. Involved in a few scuffles towards the end. Here's Gerrard for England. Opened it up brilliantly, and it's a penalty. Gerrard goes down, and the referee had not a moment's hesitation in pointing to the spot. Steven Gerrard, with a determined run, receives the congratulations of his teammates. His job has been done, and presumably David Beckham's is about to come up now, because he is England's first choice penalty taker. It was a silly challenge. 2 guy couldn't believe it when he looked at the referee, but you can tell from the players' reactions, and he knew he was in trouble there. And how ironic that the man based in the English Premier League should give England such a golden opportunity. And it's the golden boy, David Beckham, who takes it. Oh my word! That might be the worst penalty miss.
นำพาชีวิตไปสู่สิ่งใหม่ก้าวไปพร้อมกันกับงานยิ่งใหญ่แห่งปี Style by Toyota สนุกอย่างที่ร่ำลือกับ Clash และ Blackhead 18 ตุลาคมนี้ที่ Impact Arena เมืองทองธานี
Style by Toyota.
Can you believe it? The one man that England would have entrusted from 12 yards out has made the most astonishing gaffe I think I've ever seen in a match of this stature. He didn't just miss it. It'll go down in the annals, I think, as one of the worst penalties you've ever seen at this level. Let's look at it again. Yeah, his standing foot just slid underneath him, with the result that his kicking foot scooped it high into the stand. And the Turkish players were not slow to make a meal of that situation. England have scorned a gift. And how serious will that miss prove to be here? Well, David Beckham's goals have got England off the hook so often, of course. And look at that, Alpay having to go at him now. I really think that's unforgivable. It felt bad enough as it was, David Beckham, but he didn't taunt him at that moment. Really, if the referee had been seeing that incident, he surely would have cautioned Alpay. Unacceptable gamesmanship, that. But it doesn't alter the fact that England have missed a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to not exactly silence this crowd, but sway the game in their own favour. Incidentally, 11 of the 13 goals that David Beckham has scored for England have been from either penalty kicks or free kicks. Incredible ratio of success from dead ball situations. But it's the one he has just missed that will always be remembered, I suspect. He'd scored 9 out of 9 penalties for England before tonight. Rustu would have feared the worst. He certainly, at that stage, didn't make any great movement forward. That's why the linesman gave the thumbs up to the referee to say there was no need for a retake. Here's Rooney. And Scholes arrives! Well, is it going to be one of those nights?
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I love you.
โทรดึกค่าโทรยิ่งพิเศษ1 ใน 3 ความพิเศษที่คุณไม่จำเป็นต้องเลือก GSM Advance Evolution.
Good ball on for Rooney. Good challenge by Alpay, and it had to be. Now Rooney has lost out to Fatigue. This is Sergen. Back by Gerrard. Nicky Butt. Good ball. Rooney. Heskey to his right. Rooney tries his luck. Not doing his best yet tonight. The young man from Everton. Well, to have gone a goal up in a game in which, of course, a draw is enough for them, would have been a fantastic boost for England before half-time. But it was not to be. Here's Okan. England made heavy weather of clearing that. G.Neville in the end, winning it with the header. And now A.Cole. Broken kindly for Rooney. Challenged by Alpay. The Aston Villa defender winning his 84th cap for Turkey tonight, by the way. He's at one end of his international career. The likes of Rooney and Cole at the other end, and who knows exactly where we stand in the international story of Sven-Göran Eriksson. Scholes goes down. England get the free kick. Foul by Sergen. And room for G.Neville on the right for England. And Şükür back defending. Here's Beckham. He's got a lot on his plate now, David Beckham. He's been involved, of course, in all the build-up to this match, issuing statements to the press about the rows that have preceded it from England's point of view. And it seems that whatever happens in the life of David Beckham, it makes headlines. Minutes to half-time. 0-0 in Istanbul. And despite the disappointment of the missed penalty, a 0-0 scoreline after 90 minutes would send England to Portugal next summer. Emre. Lay off by Sergen. Tugay. Very grateful man to see that penalty go high over the crossbar. Back to his cross. Dangerous. Şükür gets there. Well, the whole crowd were on their feet at that moment, expecting a goal. And David James, not for the first time in the half, you have to say, got down to make the save from Sergen. It was floated towards Şükür, I'm sure, but went beyond him. And Sergen's downward header, he did everything right, really. But so too did David James. Just wonder, had that. The ball finds Okan. Now Hakan Şükür with the layoff. Here's Okan again for Turkey. Danger for England here. The ball deflected off Cole. Bülent. Tugay. Good ending to the half for Turkey. Okan. Good football. Nihat's cross deflected away. We're in the final minute of the half. And Turkey are turning up the heat on England. Okan. Kept in by Nihat. Danger for England here. And David James has made another fine stop. 3 or 4 times in this first half. The goalkeeper has come to England's rescue. Clever play between Okan and Nihat. England slow to respond to the danger, except for David James. Would have been an own goal of Campbell. The England players thought that was going out. And David James has made a real mess of the attempt to fist the ball away. Somewhat typical of David James's career, that. At one moment a very good reaction save, and at the next moment he made a mess of a more routine stop as Emre takes Turkey forward. Good ball into the box. Hakan Şükür can't get there. England can't get it clear. They have now. Just a minute of added time. The excitement building as half-time approaches here in Istanbul in the Şükrü Saracoğlu Stadium. Gerrard bypasses Scholes to pick out G.Neville. It goes early towards Heskey, one back by Akyel. This was the corner. Well, David James came charging out, completely missed his attempt to fist the ball clear. This could be the last attack of the half as Sergen keeps going and was felled by Mickey Bott. That was a very silly challenge, really, by the Manchester United player in such a dangerous position. And is the half about to end on a disastrous note here for England? Well, they've got 1 or 2 players who will fancy a crack at this. Turkey, Sergen himself, and David James will have to be on his toes again here as the England players organise the wall in front of him. Stoppage time. England facing a real threat to their goal here. And Güneş, the coach, will have rehearsed on the training field this particular set piece so many times. And Sergen delivers and doesn't get it right. A let-off for England right at the end of the first half. And with that, referee Collina brings the first 45 minutes to a close here in Istanbul. As you would imagine, a very eventful and exciting first half The talking point, the missed penalty by David Beckham after Steven Gerrard had been felled by Tugay with a fine run into the Turkish penalty. 45 minutes stands between either of these countries and a place in next summer's European Championship finals in Portugal. The difference is that a draw is enough for the team in white. The team in red have to score a goal, at least one. And England straight onto the attack with Wayne Rooney. Well, he's had a disappointing night. Sometimes we do expect an awful lot of this young lad. He was only at school, of course, about 18 months ago. And here he is in this volatile atmosphere, expected to do the best for his country. We've certainly missed Michael Owen up front tonight, I think. Sergen's layoff to Ibrahim. And here's Emre, dangerous little player that England have got to keep tabs on in this second half. He gave them quite a few problems in the first. England's only previous visit to Istanbul, incidentally, was 19 years ago. And that time they won by 8 goals to 0 with a hat-trick by Brian Robson. Later, of course, to become a great star for Manchester United and captain for England. England have won 3 of their 4 visits to this country and drawn on the other occasion. Bülent for Turkey. Ibrahim. Kept by Tugay. And back to Alpay. Sloppy layoff then from number 11, Sergen. Gives it to Gerrard. Now Scholes for England. Who missed one of several excellent opportunities that England created in the first 45 minutes. Booze for David Beckham from the home fans. The long ball for Heskey. He's up against Bülent here. And he's lost him temporarily. Did well there, Heskey, but in the end has given it away to Okan. Forward to Nihat. Clever little ball from him, back to Okan. England sliced open for the moment here. Hakan Şükür on the far post wanting the cross. He went in near post to Okan. And in the end, England survived. Scary moment. Turkey do have to go into the playoffs. They're old hands at it. They faced playoffs before the Euro Championships of the year 2000, and they beat the Republic of Ireland, and in the last European Championships as well. Also in the World Cup finals. So it's a situation they're familiar with, but they wouldn't obviously want to go through again. Nihat's ball cleared by Campbell. Beckham just withdrew his foot at the last moment as Emre threatened to go down. Sergen gets it wrong this time for his Beşiktaş clubmate Ibrahim. Ironically, it was in England where Turkey first came to the fore as an international force in Euro '96. Been, as I mentioned before, cannon fodder for the big nations before that. They did very well, and 4 years later they actually reached the European Championship quarter-finals. Now they are a very highly respected team who even gave Brazil 2 close matches in the World Cup last year, first in the group stage and then in the quarter-finals. Possible, of course, that both these nations will end up in next summer's finals. Nicky Butt brushed aside by Sergen. This is Ibrahim. It's all a bit tight there in the middle of the field for Turkey, who are relieved to get the free kick for the challenge on Emre by G.Neville. Just to confirm right away that neither coach made any substitutions during the half-time interval. Şükür. So again, good ball out to the right where Fatih has some time to size up the cross, but still made a mess of it. Bülent, the Turkish captain, suddenly sees the opportunity to get forward and then carelessly presents it straight back to England. He's got to race back now. Beckham. Rooney. Done well here, Rooney. And chips it forward into the path of Heskey. Oh, that was the intention, but he got it wrong. Clever layoff. Şükür to Sergen. Emre. Nihat goes for the return ball. Nihat. Important interception by G.Neville. Home crowd ready to applaud anything of any quality by the men in red. Coming up from the back. Good cross. Campbell with a header away for England. Heskey with time to bring it under control. This is Gerrard for England. A.Cole moving forward down the left-hand side. Gerrard switches to the right flank, and David Beckham, the England skipper. Scholes. Gerrard's continued his run down the left-hand side. He cut in from this position to win the penalty. Alpay wins it back for Turkey. Clever play by the Turks again. Good recovery by A.Cole. Well, that's a terrible clearance by David James. He was fortunate there that it went straight to a colleague. He had no idea where that was going. Guy. He conceded the penalty, of course, in the first half. Sven-Göran Eriksson calm and controlled as ever. By and large, his players have been in this hostile atmosphere. Okay. Sergen. A.Cole wins it back off Nihat, but at the expense. Well, it's a throw according to the linesman, but he's now suddenly changed his mind because the referee gave a free kick. He most certainly signalled for a throw. Seems that whether you're a player or a fellow official, you really don't argue with Pierluigi Collina. Heskey got a crack in the head as he flipped that one on and doesn't even get a free kick. It's gone the other way. Pushed his free kick deep towards Şükür, who won the header. England, by the way, have a fantastic away record in this competition. Just one defeat in their last 23 matches on foreign soil, stretching back over some 28 years. That defeat came in 1998, 2-1 against Sweden in Stockholm. So England, usually, when it comes down to the wire, are not found wanting. An injury problem here. Heskey's right knee appears to have taken a blow. James getting more distance with the clearance this time. Gerrard, Mickey Butt. The Liverpool player has possession again. Tries a characteristic long ball up to Rooney, who was adjudged to have fouled Alpay, who's there again, really, trying to control things. Alpay pushing Scholes out of the way. Hasn't been a single yellow card yet. Okan. The overlapping Pati. Okan finds Emre. Danger for England here. Ibrahim on the overlap. Did well to make the cross. Pretty clear by Terry. Beckham. Rooney. And he wins the free kick. Double challenge by Bülent and Emre. Heskey has rejoined the action for England, having been treated for that knee problem. England, by the way, have never won a European Championship in their history. They've twice been semi-finalists, 1968 and again in 1996 in their own backyard. Never champions of Europe. Good football here from Turkey. Emre. Blocked by Neville. And Scholes just caught Okan as he played the ball away. It's gone on to Hakan Şükür, it goes down. So Campbell clearly convinced that he made a meal of that challenge. And it looks as though the referee is in agreement. Interesting to see this one again. And the referee and Sol Campbell were quite right. Blatant gamesmanship here. Hakan Şükür taking a dive and really deserved to be cautioned for that. And here's Beckham. And still, and it blocked for Rooney and Beckham again. Well, suddenly a chance opened up out of absolutely nothing for England here. And they've got a free kick foul on John Terry. The deflections, and the ball fell kindly for England, but Beckham couldn't make anything of it. Good defending by Fatih. I think that's a yellow card there, the first one of the match. Whether he has retrospectively shown the yellow card to Hakan Şükür for diving, or whether it was something he subsequently said. And incidentally, one or two members of the England official party have got a complaint out to the referee and security officials that bottles have been thrown on the pitch in the direction of England players. There's been a lot of trouble in high-profile football matches in Turkey over the years. Same goes for England, of course, and both nations have been fined by UEFA in recent times. Free kick to Turkey. Alpay's come forward, John Terry keeping an eye on him as Sergen's shot is blocked. Well, they're claiming a corner, and they're right. Misunderstanding there. I think the England players thought that it had come directly from Sergen. It's confirmation, incidentally, that Hakan Şükür did become the first player cautioned just a moment ago. Did come off Scholes, and Gerrard was letting it go. Long-range effort. Turkey have to win. We'll see David James and the England players taking every opportunity to slow it down like this, as Turkey are about to take the opportunity to introduce a young striker, Tuncay, who has scored 3 goals in his 9 appearances, and he's going to replace the veteran Sergen. Tuncay has He's been promoted from the under-21 squad and actually scored a goal against England's under-21 teams when the sides met at Newcastle's ground last season. He's lively, he's quick, he's a good player. But he's finally got out there, and that'll give them a new young option now. So again, was just beginning to tire. Tunjai has gone forward, just behind Nihat and Hakan Suka. Backman Rovers man who, remember, gave away the first half penalty missed in such spectacular style by the man he tripped then, David Beckham. So two players cautioned, Tugay and Hakan Suka. None of them were coming into the game with a yellow card, so there's no immediate danger of a suspension should they need the playoffs. England have a couple of players themselves in that situation. Beckham's free kick. Kept in play by Gerrard. Did well, Gerrard, but eventually has lost out. Dangerous break perhaps for Turkey. Tunjai, the new man forward. Nihat. Good tackle by Campbell, who seemed to have hurt himself making the sliding challenge. England keeping Darius Vassell warmed up as well, and a rather more immediate concern is the injury suffered by Sol Campbell. He's saying that the challenge on him was over the top. And the home fans, as you can hear, are not in the least sympathetic. On when Campbell was signed, thereby cutting down his first team opportunities. Here's Heskey at the other end, on to Rooney. Rooney hauled to his feet, giving away the free kick. Header away by Terry. Beckham charging in. The ill-feeling is bubbling beneath the surface. David Beckham has been the target for quite a few taunts from Turkish players, never mind the home fans. Fatih with the cross, and Campbell with a header away. It was a nervous sort of header, as I'm sure if his goalkeeper had warned him there was no immediate threat. He's given away a corner that England really did not need to give away. Will take it for Turkey. David James with a good safe catch. That's more like it. Terrific throw as well by the England keeper to Gerrard. Such a good throw that he's hardly got any support up there. And he's lost possession anyway to Fatih. Clever ball by the right back. Tunjai, substitute, just come on the field. First time on the ball. Scholes tries to win it back. Tunjai's there again. Plenty for the cross, but it's gone instead to Nihat. And David James didn't know where it had gone, and Emre goes piling in. And in the end, England are relieved to get away with that moment of panic. And that's what it was. Heskey. Sent forward by Scholes for Rooney to chase. Did well, Rooney. Beckham. Easily brushed aside. I don't know whether the situation's got to him a little bit, David Beckham, but he's been, till that moment, ineffective in the second half. He's done well here. Good ball for Rooney. That's a goal kick. Well, I'm sure this game will get even more exciting as it wears on, because of course the situation for Turkey as they make another change here is that they have got to go for broke, and accordingly they've brought on Ilhan Manzis, an out-and-out attacking player, and he has replaced the more defensively minded Okan in midfield. Ilhan Mansız, who plays for Beşiktaş. And he is known as the David Beckham, if you like, of Turkish football. He's got a bit of a pop star reputation. Campbell beats him to the first header. And Vassell has come on for England as well, as it's played back by Ibrahim. Vassell replacing Emil Heskey. So both teams bringing on a different sort of attacking player now. Vassell did very well, by the way, when the teams met at Sunderland in April as a late substitute that night. And here he is again, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Actually scored a goal for England that night and generally bothered the Turkish defenders. So Sven-Göran Eriksson will be hoping he can do the same again here. 3/4 of the way through a match that Turkey have to win. A draw, obviously a defeat, and they will go into the playoffs. Fatih, the return ball from Nihat. And Fatih's done well. And a useful cross to the far post. Hakan Suker's header! Normally so lethal in those situations, Hakan Şükür. Just came off the England man Terry, I think. Yep, corner. England takes the kick, not the best, easily cleared by David Beckham. Again towards the England penalty area. Hakan Şükür's remain forward. Ibrahim. Rushdie has had little to do in this second half. Good long ball. Hakan Şükür wins the header. And the whistle's gone. Free kick to England. John Terry in a bit of trouble. Second England central defender injured in a matter of minutes.
เครื่องยนต์รถคุณแรงตกจากการสึกหรอเมื่อไหร่ 100,000 กิโลเมตร 200,000 กิโลเมตร คุณทราบหรือไม่ว่าเครื่องยนต์ที่ใช้น้ำมันเครื่องโมบิลวันแทบจะไม่สึกหรอเลยแม้จะวิ่งมากว่า 300,000 กิโลเมตรยิ่งรู้จักโมบิลวันมากขึ้นเท่าไหร่ก็ยิ่งดีสำหรับรถคุณมากขึ้นเท่านั้นโมบิลวันโฉมใหม่สูตรซุปเปอร์ซิน The Power to Perform
Making sure that David James didn't get an easy ride. Campbell. David Beckham with a header, but the free kick's been given against him. Foul on Ibrahim. And Dyer about to come on for England. Been a difficult week for the young Newcastle United player, and he's going to replace Wayne Rooney, who the referee almost shoves off the field of play to ensure that there's no time wasting by England. Dyer involved in some very high-profile news stories this week. He's forced to issue a statement through his agent denying his involvement in some unseemly incidents in a London hotel in which he was not at all involved. Tuncay's header cleared by Sol Campbell. Another cross into the England penalty box. This time it was Nicky Butt who got it away. Scholes misjudged the bounce. Nicky Butt didn't. was a poor clearance, and that looked like a foul. Certainly England thought they were going to get that. Gerrard did anyway. Nothing given apart from the throw. Nihat. He goes for the return ball from Mansız. We are entering that dangerous period of the game when a goal might well be sufficient to win this game for whoever scores it. Good ball in as well, cleared by Campbell on the near post. Emre. The layoff for Tugay. Good effort, and deflected skywards for a corner of Campbell. Well, England a little bit lucky then that the header was off target. Alpay, the man who connected. Officials wait and wonder if their team is going to be by rights going to Portugal next summer or going into the hat for a playoff match, 2 playoff matches, home and away, the draw that will be made in Germany on Monday. Just a reminder, if you needed any further reminder, with 15 minutes to go just about here, that scoreline 0-0 would be sufficient to take England through automatically to Portugal next summer. A draw sufficient for them. Scholes. Alpay wins it back. And Dyer's going to use his considerable energy now just to spark things up in the middle of the field for England. Pushed to his clearance. Straight through to his opposite number. Bülent, and Vassell will keep pressurising the goalkeeper. His presence was enough to force the miscued clearance. Emre. Tuncay helps it on. Oh, well, he thought he was, but Ibrahim had other ideas. So far, England have managed to get through their second half without too many anxious moments. Now can they create one of their own for Turkey? Darius Vassell on the ball. Well, surely he was deliberately obstructed there. The referee sees it otherwise. Emre. Now Tugay. That space in the middle of the field for Nihat. This is Alpay for Turkey. Good football by the home side, but in the end the bounce just deceived the overlapping Fatih. He's playing at his home ground. Fenerbahçe player who also played for Galatasaray, 3 major clubs here in Istanbul, where football is such a vital part of the lives of the people. Turkey, a real football-loving nation, and it would mean so much to them, obviously, to beat England first and foremost, and to get through to the European Championship finals. The scalp of England still means a lot in world football, and they have never in their entire history beaten England, or remember, even scored a goal against them. So again, had his chances in the first half to keep from a free kick just before half-time. As Gerrard picks out Darius Vassell. Danger here for Turkey. He tried to place it very deliberately into the corner of the net, but just got his angle wrong. The player who scored 3 goals in his first 5 internationals, the Aston Villa man, hasn't quite maintained that sort of ratio since. A good player to... rate, have got to force it now. There's no good them saying, let's stay patient, because the time for patience is rapidly running out. They've got to move up a gear. And they've just got to keep doing what they have been doing. Sellers want to throw for him. And they'll be in no great hurry to take it. Vassell, back to Gerrard. Dyer. Little period of keep ball for England. Ashley Cole. Gerrard stabs it through to Dyer. Beckham in a good position. David Beckham! But he's been ruled out. England thought they got the winner then. It's a great build-up play, but that ball finding Dyer in an offside position. And Emre has been replaced in the meantime by Ergun, the Galatasaray midfield player. Look on by Vassell. Dyer will keep pursuing that, but has to give up now. Alpay. Suker beaten to it by Campbell. And then Nicky Butler went in with his foot rather high. What an introduction for the substitute Ergun. Literally just come on the field, and the first thing that happens is that he gets Nicky Butler's boot very firmly in his midriff, and he becomes the latest player to be cautioned. Was a dangerously high challenge, and apart from the yellow card, it's put England on the back foot here from the resulting free kick. This two guy slips it in, an interesting one. Not a very successful one. Dyer keeps pursuing this, and the goalkeeper's taken an enormous risk coming out that far now. It's a big decision for the referee here. Is that seen as preventing a goal-scoring opportunity? If so, he could be red-carded. Well, I must say, the challenge by Rushdu was crazy. For a start, what was he doing so far from his goal? And his boot was that high that, for me, that was arguably a sending-off offence. He's got away with a yellow card. That is a dangerous challenge. What the referee had to decide was whether it was in its own right. Well, there were a couple of options he would have had for showing a red card there, Collina. Was he preventing a goal-scoring opportunity because he was the last man? Was it dangerous, sufficiently dangerous, to merit a red card anyway? I think Rushdu's a very, very lucky man to still be on the field. I really think, as he goes in again, and gets away with it, but he could have easily been dismissed. Another interesting twist that would have provided. 8 minutes to go. They've got to go hunting for this elusive goal now, Turkey. They've got to start taking chances. Ilhan Manziz. They've got to stay solid and disciplined. Ergun. Ibrahim. Clearance by Neville. Ergun loses out to Paul Scholes. It has been a very disciplined performance by England, but it is not complete yet, the job. Two guy. Clever ball for Ergun. Ball cross, straight at Gary Neville. Campbell doing his best to make life difficult for the Turkish defence, and he's done that splendidly. He'll take on Alpay here. Alpay just got a foot there, and that's a corner. And that's excellent work by Dyer Vassell. He's given his defenders a breather apart from anything else. 7 minutes to go in Istanbul. Turkey 0, England 0. There is no change in the scoreline. England are in the finals of the European Championships next summer. Turkey are in the playoffs. Things can change very quickly in this game, especially at such a late stage. G.Neville for England. And it's sat up nicely for him. Gerrard up against Hakan Suker. And Nicky Butt. Oh, he was very relieved to hear the whistle go, claiming a handball, and that's exactly what it was by Nihat. Well, I remember 6 years ago to the very night when England played Italy in Rome in a World Cup match in very similar circumstances to this, with a very similar display to this, right at the death of that game. They could have won it. Ian Wright, if my memory serves me correctly, with a miss. And then Vieri, the Italian, almost won it for them in stoppage time. But England within 5 minutes of a result that will see them qualify for the European Championship finals. Just a year, of course, after going through to the World Cup finals. Scholes will keep chasing here, but that's a goal kick, and Turkey have got to get on with it now. They may as well throw caution to the wind, because just to repeat, a draw is no good for Turkey, so they might as well lose it as draw it in that respect. Ball by Tugay, doing his best to lose it. Scholes to Dyer. All Scholes again. That's the do for England now, making Turkey do all the chasing. Offside, David Beckham. Time running out for Turkey to get the goal and the result they want. Time is on their side now. And so far, Mesh's side just haven't been good enough to break down England. But with this passionate crowd behind them, they've still got a few minutes to do it. With everyone back behind the ball now, and why not? The situation very much in their favour. Ergun with the cross. And an easy, comfortable clearance for Steven Gerrard. Alpay. Ergun. Here's Fatih. Poor ball easily cleared by John Terry. Ibrahim. By Johan Manzi's to Ergun. That shot was never likely to trouble David James. It's all gone pretty much as England would have hoped so far. Of course, it could have been even easier at this stage had they not missed that penalty in spectacular style in the first half. And David Beckham slipped as he was taking it, and the ball was ballooned high over the crossbar. But they'll settle for this scoreline, that's for sure. And in the end, they've come here and put in a very professional performance thus far. Solid and disciplined. There haven't been too many threats, particularly in this second half on the England goal. Concentration of the highest order now. One error would be fatal at this point. John Terry's header clear. Two-guy. Gets it back again, the Blackburn Rovers player. Mati. Just chucked forward. Punjai, the substitute, with an excellent effort. That was close. Good skill by Punjai, the Kahveci player. Took that down beautifully, swiveled and hit it all in one movement. Ibrahim to Alpay. That's a poor ball. And we now move into the final minute. Looks as though Fatih's picked up an injury as well, but I'm pretty certain they have used all their three substitutes, so he's got to stay on anyway now. Hoping for a free kick there, but not getting it. Gerrard wins it back anyway, and then wins a throw. And then edging towards the result, or one of the results that they came here to achieve. A win would have been great. A draw will be enough. And it now looks as though only stoppage time will prevent Sven-Göran Eriksson from continuing his remarkable record of never having lost an away game. England have one more substitute they can use, and they're going to. Paul Scholes is about to be replaced by Chelsea's Frank Lampard. Done a good job as usual. Paul Scholes had that first half opportunity which he missed, of course, but other than that has done his job extremely well. We'll have to hurry off the field, otherwise the referee will be intervening. It's just been indicated that there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time, so perhaps that's not what England wanted to hear. Punjai. Brave header away by Neville. Now Two-guy. A.Cole with a simple clearance. Gerrard helps it forward. Now Dyer will need his running now. He's going to go straight for the heart of the Turkish defence, and he's done very well here. Has combined to get it clear. Ergun's charge on David Beckham, and England get a free kick, just what they needed at that moment, I suspect. In fact, when you look at that again, Beckham put his arm right across the Turkish player. He was a bit lucky to get that. Entire crowd here was hoping for. Knee-hack shot, well, no more than a foot away from the angle of crossbar and upright. What a finish that might have been. That, I think, will be that. I would imagine the whistle will go any second now. And there it is! And England have done it! England have qualified for the European Championship finals. Turkey must face the agony of 2 playoff matches, celebrations for the England camp, and celebrations that are thoroughly deserved. And of course, that's going to inflame the atmosphere here even more than it was to begin with. They would be well advised.